What's up, y'all? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast, where we're going to get into some hip-hop talk. Now, before we do, with this fucking episode, we're going to be ranting like a motherfucker. This episode is brought to you by Layback TV. Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel. So you can check out the opening of the NBA and the NFL going down. Y'all can go on laybacktv.com and see how y'all can download it on your iPhones and your Androids on the Apple Store and the Play Store, and watch it at home on your Fire Sticks. Check them out on laybacktv.com. Also, you can ask them any questions that you want on official_laybacktv on their Instagram, okay? Now let's get into some hip-hop talk, guys. Whoa! All right. A lot to digest on this one, okay? This is an interesting episode for hip-hop. I'm going to get on my rants. Let's see what I can do. All right, so Nicki Minaj, all right, is back at it again. This time she's coming after Gucci Mane's wife. And Gucci Mane's been having episodes in the past. My thing is, everybody should know, well aware, before Nicki was with Young Money, she was well associated with Gucci Mane and everything like that. We're able to get out of there and become first lady of Young Money and go on to superstardom and became who she is. You know what I'm saying? Queen, Barbs, you name it. I don't know. I feel like Nicki is getting free promotion for when it comes down to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, free promotion on anyone, right? If it's Cardi B, right? If it was Gucci Mane, everyone that she could possibly be connected to, she's getting free promotion. And I wonder if it's going to last all the way down to March 27, 2026, where her new album is going to be released. Who knows? Maybe. For Gucci Mane to have episodes, when he came out of jail, before jail, I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this shit. Apparently Hopsin, one of my favorite artists, Hopsin, right? He went on a live or something like that. I saw the episode of it. Not episode. I saw a video of it where he apparently he was offered to be Gucci Mane while Gucci Mane was locked up. And, I can't say if it was a secret society or something like that, but they offered him to be Gucci Mane. They had a bodysuit of Gucci. Now, if you look, if you put a picture of Gucci, right, and a picture of Hopsin together, right, Gucci is Gucci, but, Hopsin looked like an evil version of him in some way. You know what I mean? He's fucking phenomenal the way, with the contacts and all of that. And apparently he was offered to be Gucci while he was, on lockdown. I mean, I don't know how much real this is. Hopsin's been away ever since, but it's like, if that's real, that's fucking insane. I mean, Gucci's independent. Who the fuck needs anybody to be Gucci? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just a little weird. He was on Breakfast Club, saying some comments about, when he was doing the versus battle with Jeezy. Gucci pulled off the diss record, but Jeezy didn't. He was too grown for that. I don't know. It's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I added that into the subjects, but it's just always chop it up on that. Next one. This one, I'm a little bit confused about. Kevin Little. You know what that name is? Kevin Little wrote and was featured on the Chris Brown record 12, 13 years ago called Deuces. He was also on it was on a mixtape, but it ended up being on the Fame album by Chris Brown. In the following year, the Fortune album by Chris Brown, Kevin Little also was featured on a song called Strip, and he was in the video. Apparently, he beefing now with Chris. Chris just came off a successful, well-earned, well-blessed Breezy Bowl stadium tour, where everybody got to see this young dude shine and do what the fuck he does. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying it for years. Out of the last 15 fucking years. 20 years. But technically, I would say a little over 10. Chris has shown who the fuck he was. You know what I mean? And he never got to do. You know what I'm saying? He he basically, to me, I think, he's the only artist to outshine everyone at the MTV VMAs twice. Okay? No one has been able to give a better performance than him. And that's just facts. Just facts. But apparently Kevin Little, has been struggling. You know what I'm saying? His oldest child, he lost full rights to her. Or him. I'm not sure if he has a son or a daughter. Apparently this is the shit I was able to gather up. Okay? This don't make no sense. He wrote for Deuces. He apparently got 4 songs that he wrote for Chris. Okay? Deuces Strip is one of them. He said he wrote some to Look At Me Now. That's featuring Lil Wayne and Busta Rhymes. I don't know what part he was on, but they didn't use him. And that was also on the Fame album. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fame was basically one of my favorite Chris Brown albums. That shit was hits after hits after hits. So he sold his catalog, whatever a catalog is. He's a singer / songwriter. Okay, some people think he's a rapper because he rapped on Deuces, but he's a singer / songwriter. He sold his catalog for $500K. Okay, $500,000. He only saw $250K of that. Okay, he spent $50,000 on a house for his mom. Kudos to him. He owed over $2,000 in child support payments. But you gotta count the interest and the back pay. Okay? $250K. First of all, and he went on podcasts saying that, he wants $25K from Chris. He's on EBT. And I stumbled across a couple of videos where his baby moms, he was a fucking domestic abuser. Here's the shit, right? Okay, nothing against his baby moms, all respect to her. My thing is, I've come across, as a victim myself in the past of some DV. My thing is, it falls on us when we don't report it. You know what I'm saying? You need to report this shit. Otherwise, this is just talk. We don't know. You could be bullshitting, getting clout, trolling. So I'm not shooting any bail on her, but I'm not shooting any bail on Kate either. You know what I mean? If he did this, he's fucking scum. But my thing is, he's mismanaging his fucking money. You know what I'm saying? $250K? Are you fucking kidding me? $250K, you took $50,000 to buy your mama a house when you could have just got her a condo? Why you need to get her a house? You can't fucking afford it, bro. This is some bullshit. You're back on child support. You lost full rights to your child, your oldest, and you're on EBT. Crying on podcasts, bro. Yo. You fucking crashing out, man. Now, here's the thing. A lot of even Young Thug went on Twitter and stated that he'll spot Kevin Little $25K. The $25K he needs. My thing is, you couldn't invest $250K because that's where it should have gone. If this is your career, you invested $250K. $250K, bro. Get that. Invest it. Flip that and turn it into the $500K you should have got for your catalog. You want $25K to do what? Pay some fucking bills? Okay. Obviously, Chris can afford it. Other rappers can afford it. But then you get it, what do you fucking do with it? You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose that shit. Get your shit together, bro. Because that little wave of, of sympathy that you're getting on all these platforms, I mean, the only platforms you haven't been on is the motherfucking Jason Lee show or podcast. You haven't been on the motherfucking academic stream. You know what I mean? Any of these other streamers like iShowSpeed, Casanat, Aiden Ross, who's the other podcast? Drink Champs ain't gonna fuck with you. Joe Budden podcast ain't gonna fuck with you. You fucked. Just saying. Now, before I get out of here, right? This is what I'm sick and tired of. This Saturday, the moment has come we got the Cash Money Records versus the No Limit Records versus battle. And I've got it now it's official. I've got into it with motherfuckers on Facebook and motherfuckers on TikTok. Okay? On motherfucking Facebook and TikTok. Because this is what I stated, and you can look on my past episodes, I stated this. And if I brought it up, I stated this. Cash Money, No Limit, legendary New Orleans labels. Cash Money, famous for the Hot Boys, the Big Timers. You know what I'm saying? No Limit got Master P, Mia X, Snoop, Fiend, Silk the Shocker. The list goes on. Now, I'm not going as in who's better, because I don't count. If we're talking about eras in Cash Money and No Limit, I count Cash Money before the Carter album. You can make an argument before the 500 Degrees album, because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, because then you gotta add Juvenile's Juvie the Great. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the albums that you gotta fucking look at. You know, or just affiliation with No Limit, or you know the Just Another Gangster joint album between Birdman and Juvenile. That's Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it. If we're looking at 98 to 2001, maybe, that's Cash Money, No Limit. Should be those records. Now, I stated that their biggest juggernauts, now I'm talking No Limit, right? Your biggest juggernauts are Mystical, C Murder. They're both incarcerated right now. Those are your biggest juggernauts. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not looking at it as the biggest record. Like, I am looking at the biggest records, but I'm also looking at the versus battles. If you motherfuckers do not understand what versus is and was, go back in time when this shit was starting on Instagram Live, before it became live performances. The Jeezy versus Gucci Man, the Nelly versus Ludacris, the Scott Storch versus Manny Fresh. You know what I mean? The 112 versus Jagged Edge. They were doing this. Timberland versus Swiss Beats. They did it twice. You know what I'm saying? Think about the rules. It's 20 rounds with the possibility of a bonus round. 21. But it's 20 rounds of your biggest fucking hits. Now, I did say that due to the versus rules, 20 rounds, and you're performing it. You're performing. Nowadays, it's performing. If this was Instagram Live, different. You can put Manny Fresh and Birdman for Cash Money, Master P, and whoever on No Limit, and just play the records. Then it's a coin toss. Who the fuck wins? But if you're looking at it at a performance level of the biggest hits, it makes no sense to play any Mystical verses or any C Murder verses in the No Limit side of it. I mean, when you eliminate C Murder and Mystical, it's kind of hard to determine who wins. Well, it's not actually. Cash Money. The Hot Boys consist of Juvenile, BG, Lil Wayne, Turk. Many years BG and Turk were incarcerated. They're free. Big Timers, Birdman, Manny Fresh, they're out. They're here. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. What does No Limit have? And they're already making like videos of showing who they got. They got Master P, obviously. They got Silk the Shocker. They got Mia X, First Lady of No Limit. You got Fiend. Now, not many people give credit to Fiend. Fiend is the only official No Limit soldier / Rough Rider. And they went on a limit since they don't have Mystical and C Murder. Who do they bring? Snoop Dogg. You can do that. Snoop Dogg released 3 albums off of No Limit. You can do Bitch Please. You can do Lay Low. Those are releases from No Limit. But if you're going to do It Ain't My Fault with Silk the Shocker Mystical, there is no Mystical. It doesn't have the same flair. If you're going to do Down for My Niggas, which you should do, there is no C Murder. But you could probably still do a segue in that because Snoop was on that track. You can put Snoop. You don't have Magic, rest in peace. Some people are arguing with me, oh, you forgot Gangsta Boo. You forgot Swerve On. As far as monster hits go, sorry, none of them are beating Cash Money. Big hits, they're not going to waste 20 rounds on y'all. Sorry to say. You know what I'm saying? I know what my favorite No Limit records are. I wish I get them. Could we see Little Romeo? Maybe. But he's really known for only one fucking hit. You know, where it sampled the Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? But is Romeo and Master P even talking right now? Father and son? We don't know. Last time I checked, they wasn't. So it gets a little fuzzy on what you do when it comes down to No Limit. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it, the rules. No Limit does not have that much time to be bringing all these people that they had on No Limit Records that really released albums, but none of them were onto the caliber of a Mia X, of a Fiend, of a Snoop, of a Mystical, of a Silk the Shocker, of a C Murder. None of them were. So how you going to do this? Cash Money got it. From 98 to 2000, they can just do that. They got 2 big time albums they can do. They got motherfucking Hot Boys, Guerrilla Warfare. They have to do Back That Ass Up from 400 Degrees. You can bring Lil Wayne, Block is Hot. You can put Bling Bling with BG. You could do a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, Cash Money has what No Limit doesn't in order to pull off the win. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Lox versus Dipset. Lox members were all there. Jada, Styles, Chic. On Dipset, you had Cam there. You had Jim there. You had Jewels. You had Freaky Zeke. But it still wasn't enough because even with all of the members still there, it was all about who had the best game plan. Lox had the best game plan. That's how they won. This one, it's all about capitalizing who isn't there and bring your biggest fucking records. Now, I did say that if all they were going to do is play records, then it's going to be an even draw maybe. Coin toss who wins. But that's just my opinion. But check it out. Versus is going down this Saturday. Details will be on Twitter soon. Versus TV. They're going to tell you where to stream it. It's going down in Las Vegas this Saturday. Cash Money Records versus No Limit Records is iconic. No beef, no smoke, just a celebration of hip-hop. I can't wait to see it. I'm a fucking tune in. I can't wait to see what goes down. All right, this is your boy Eddie Jackson. So drop that podcast for the hip hop talk. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, get that hype up, like the page. You already know. Also, comment if y'all got a fucking something to say because trust me, I will fucking address it. But keep it respectful, okay? Peace.